Well, the screen like did one of these frozen slides there for a minute, and then came out of it. It was like something out of a movie. Good morning. I'm back in the apartment. You can tell. There's the picture. There's right there. Boom. Those are some of my t-shirts just laying. Boy. Yeah, I don't have a lot of closet space, so there's there's clothes laying everywhere. It really is kind of a shame that I don't have more closet space, but yeah, that's what you get for living in a studio apartment with about 400 square feet. You know, it's not very big. So what can I say? It's the 1st of July. The year is half over, and we're starting on the downward slide toward the end of the year. Another 6 months, and we'll be there. Yeah. Isn't that a lot of fun? A lot of things have happened in the first 6 months. Not all of them good. Most not good. But we won't talk about that. You know, I'm going to concentrate on the positive aspects, like you know, like some orange-skinned dude, some gigantic Oompa Loompa with a bad tube, you know, maybe going to prison by the end of the year. Yeah, I'm going to concentrate on the good. Yeah. So, well, speaking of good, I finished, and I'm going to bring it up here, but I actually finished chapter 14 last night, which surprised me, because I was pretty tired, and I was actually watching, I just brought it up, because I want to see something here. I was actually watching a movie last night. I did my one of my recaps, and I was watching a movie last night, and I kept dozing off while I was watching it. So it's one of those where I got it through Amazon. I rented it actually, and I've got it for like, you know, 2 more days to finish. So maybe I'll finish it tonight. Maybe I'll finish it tomorrow. But after I shut it off, it was like 10 o'clock, and instead of going to bed, which is what I should have done, all of a sudden I seemed like I had this energy, and I'm looking at my Schrödinger, and I'm going, yeah, I should at least add a few things to this story. So I ended up writing 420 words, and the night before, I had actually written a little over 460. So in 2 nights' time, I wrote almost 900 words, and that finished off the that finished off the scene, which finished off the chapter. And it's actually, when you look at it, it's a pretty short chapter. It's just short of 6,000 words. So it really has to be like one of the shortest chapters I've ever written. But then again, it's only 3 scenes, and I didn't need to elaborate on it. So Samhain morning is out of the way. You know, it's done, and it's one and done, as you know, we can say. And now I have the Samhain racing coming up, and following that is going to be Samhain dancing. And I don't imagine the racing is going to be that long either. I actually see that as being 4 scenes. Actually, I see that as being 3 scenes. And then chapter 16, the Samhain dance, I actually see as also being 3 scenes. So, technically speaking, 14, 15, and 16 could all be one big chapter filled with 9 separate scenes. And they'll all probably end up being around 6,000 or 7,000 words, so it's not going to be big. But when you put the entire Samhain section together, it's really going to come out to be somewhere between 18 and 20,000 words, which is kind of strange when you think about it. And in fact, I'm just short of 185,000 words. I mean, really, like, 500 words short of getting there. So really strange how that works. It is. I had not realized that was going to happen. These things, just... And it's been a while since all of a sudden I looked at something like that and went, yeah, I should just write something in here. And I did. I was probably as surprised as anyone when that happened. Geez, I love it. I love it when things like that come together. And it came at a good time, because last night I was kind of bumming out over the fact that I don't think about the novel as much as I used to. I mean, probably because I've got it so figured out, especially these parts that are coming up now. I've got it all so figured out that it's, it's kind of wearing me down. And at some point, at some point you need to kind of step back and, look at it a little bit more objectively. And really, with everything else that's been going on in my life right now, I have not been immersing myself in my writing as much as I have in the past. But let's be honest, immersing myself in my writing in the past has actually gotten me to the point where I'm pretty well burned out right now, and I'm needing some recharging. So that was kind of a nice little surprise to sit down, and all of a sudden I felt this energy come to me. And I was like, let's just get this done. And once I started writing it, I knew that this is it. This is how I'm going to end this scene. There's no need to drag it out. And how did that scene end? You get to discover what birthday present Carrie gave Annie. You discover the birthday present. Yes, it's a nice birthday present. But the one thing I have to do either tonight or tomorrow is, because it's a Samhain round robin, I have to figure out. I got to go through and figure out who beats who. And I know in one of the races, I know that, Carrie's team is going to go up against a particular team. So I have to figure out how they both get there. Yeah, I know. I should have had this figured out a while ago. Ooh, sorry. It's early. It's 7:25. I actually first woke up around 5 o'clock in the morning, and then went back to bed, and I woke up again at 6:30. And it's going to be a long day for me. Actually, as soon as I finish this video and start posting it up to YouTube, I'm actually going to go out and get breakfast because I'm hungry. I did not eat anything last night. After I got off work, I walked over to our local LGBT center where they were saying goodbye to the guy who's been the director for like the last 9 years, who is actually going into he's going into a really sweet position with another nonprofit organization, and he's a great guy for it. He's the one that got me hooked up for that workshop that I did out at Dickinson College in Carlisle, Pennsylvania back at the beginning of April. So that's how I know him. But it was mostly a lot of grazing that we did. There wasn't any eating. And I went home and I was like, oh, am I going to get something to eat? I'm not really that hungry. And so I didn't eat last night. And today I'm craving some protein. So I think after this I'm going to drive out to a Denny's. Yeah, Denny's. We actually have a couple of Denny's in this area, and I don't care what anyone says, Denny's is a great place to get breakfast. It really is. You can keep your Cracker Barrels. I'll take a Denny's any day. You know, I just love it. So I'm gonna drive out there, get breakfast, and then at 10 o'clock, I'm going to drive out to Mechanicsburg, which is another small town. We have all these different towns around us, right across the river, or what they call the West Shore. Yeah, we have East Shore, West Shore here. Over on the West Shore, right across the river, we have Lemoyne, and that's where I go to get my nails done. And then on the other side of Lemoyne, we have Camp Hill. And it's my understanding the reason they call it Camp Hill is because there was a Camp Hill there. It was where they stationed Union troops during the Civil War, especially during the Battle of Gettysburg. You know, Gettysburg is like, yeah, it's like 30 miles away from here. So at one point, there was real concern that Confederate troops were going to march on Harrisburg, because at that time Harrisburg was a major rail hub, and not only that, it was one of the few places that you could cross the Susquehanna River, because we had railway bridges here. So, you know, you had railway bridges and you had a couple of other bridges. It was one of the few places where you could cross the Susquehanna, which is, you know, which is pretty wide here. It's about a half-mile wide, if not wider. I think it actually may be closer to a mile. I've never actually measured it, to be quite honest. I've never actually measured it. But it could be close to about a mile wide here. So, needless to say, if you're going to move an army, you have to capture a bridge. This was one of the things that we learned during World War II in trying to get across the Rhine River. You have to establish a bridgehead. And one of the objectives was to break through to Harrisburg and capture it. And then this would have become a bridgehead to actually move further east. You know, Philadelphia was next in line. If they could have captured Harrisburg and held it, that would have been, you know, the next in line. But we know that didn't happen. But Camp Hill was where they had a camp where Union troops were kept. And then just to the south and west of Camp Hill is Mechanicsburg. And why am I going out to Mechanicsburg? Well, sorry about that. My nose is all stuffy this morning. I'm going out to get my skate gear. I'm going to get pads and I'm going to get a helmet. Because I've been doing this for a month now, and I've decided that, you know, if I'm going to stick with it, and the Magic 8 Ball says yes, I need my own gear. So I'm going to go get my pads today. I'm going to get there when the shop opens around 10 so I can get in, get out, and get back here. Because at 1:30 we're leaving from Enola, which is where the skating rink is. We're going to Bethlehem today. That's an hour and a half away. We have a match there, and I am bringing my film equipment. I'm bringing my camera. I'm bringing my new tripod. And I'm going to shoot the team, you know. Nah, I don't mean it like that. I'm going to shoot team footage of the match. And then get it up on the internet like I did with the last team footage, and then they're going to have, I believe there's a review bout Monday, and I don't know how that works. I don't know if we're invited. We probably are, since all like the coaches and stuff are going to be there as well. So I think the chances are all the freshies get invited so they see what goes on in a bout review. So they're going to go over both bouts, and I'll have footage. It'll be thanks to Cassie, we got footage here. So I'm doing my best for the team, and I'm actually going to drive. I'm going to take some gear and 3 people with me. I could actually get 4, but it gets crowded in the back seat. So I think I'm actually going to have to stop and vacuum out my car a little bit, because it's kind of nasty. We'll see. Usually those things take coins, and I don't normally carry change with me, so we'll see what happens. But since Bethlehem's, nearby, we're going to caravan out to Bethlehem. I think the match is at like 6. We're actually going to get there around 3, so we're going to get there early. And I don't think they're going to eat beforehand. I'm not sure what the plan is. We'll just follow it. One of the nice things about caravanning nowadays is that, everybody has cell phones. So you just send text messages back and forth to let everybody know what's going on. There you go. Anyway, it does look as if no matter what, we'll get back probably around, I'll say like around 9 or 10 o'clock tonight, which isn't too bad. And then tomorrow I'll upload all the footage, and then I will, tomorrow I'll upload all the footage, and then I'll put it all together in a playlist so they can see it. Now, that takes a while. Actually, yeah, it took about 2 hours, about 2.5 hours actually, to do it last time. One of the nice things is once I get all the stuff in a position where I can upload it to my account, I just kind of sit back, because I've got an auto loader now that I use to put video up. So I just use this auto loader and I put it up there, and it's like, boom, I got it. So today is going to be a busy day for me. Instead of sitting around eating and getting drunk, which I have been doing for a while, I'll be going out with people. And that's one of the things that I've noticed now that I've been with the team for a month. And trust me, they do consider me now part of the team. I'm a freshie in training. Fresh meat is what they call us. We're fresh meat. And then one day we work our way up and we become rookies. And I think you stay a rookie for about a year, then you're a veteran. So but one of the things that I was doing the other night was a takeoff. I can do what they call a duck walk. And you basically put your feet in a Y like this, and then you push off real fast. The idea is to get a lot of speed up. And I can actually, in about 4 steps, get up enough speed that I can coast almost all the way around the rink now, which is pretty good, because we're not talking about the track. I'm actually out on the outside of the ring going around, so I can get up a lot of speed. Even one of the coaches was like, wow, you really got that one down. So Yeah, I look pretty awkward because I tend to. I look. It's funny. I'll have to show you some of the video. Well, I have. You've seen some of the video, especially if you see me doing my 27.5, and I look kind of like a Rob Liefeld character running because my arms are kind of out like this. So I sort of look like a Rob Liefeld character running. And if you know Rob Liefeld, you know what I mean, because his characters tend to run with their arms straight out to the side. Oh, Christ. Rob Liefeld. Guy, I guess he's finally learning how to draw feet. Oh, man. There are a couple of things out there that I'll have to hunt them down, but it's like 80 of the worst Rob Liefeld drawings. It's just, man. Rob. Anyway, I gotta learn to keep my arms down when I'm doing this instead of like running like that. I look kind of ridiculous. I do. I bring my arms up too much. I need to keep them closer to my body. The problem is I'm so freaking stocky, you know. It's hard to do that. There we go. Sorry. One of the interesting things about all this workout that I've been doing is I've been craving a lot of protein of late. Like, you know, meat. I actually stopped at a vegetarian restaurant on Thursday and I ordered what they called the protein bowl, which was like quinoa, chickpeas, kale, hummus, red beets. What else was there? There was some other stuff in there. It filled me up. It really did. And I actually felt pretty good after eating all of that. Because when I walked in, I was feeling kind of drug out. And I really didn't want to try anything heavy. And one of my team members had been there for lunch with her boyfriend. And I was like, well, I'll give this a try because it's actually on my way home from work. And it was not bad. I actually felt pretty good after that. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll start trying that. Just like a massive amount of vegetarian protein. And the reason you have so much is because, you know, let's face it, there's not as much protein in certain types of vegetables, especially like chickpeas and hummus and stuff, as you would find in, say, a steak. So you have to consume that much more. But one of the other things that it helped me with is it helped me go to the bathroom, which I had not been doing a lot of. I've been eating a I've been eating a lot of protein lately, which means there hasn't been a lot of residue. So I haven't actually been going to the bathroom as much. Yeah, I know you really want to hear this, but yeah, the vegetarian dish, the fiber helped. And the other thing I haven't been doing a lot of is drinking. I have really cut down on my alcohol consumption. The most alcohol I've had since this started was last Saturday when we were in Youngstown, and I had a couple of hard drinks, and that was it. That's been it. I haven't been drinking any beer. I haven't been drinking any wine. I have been drinking tons of water. I mean, I mentioned this before, but during every practice, I drink about 40 ounces of water, which, you know, in a 2-hour period, I'm going through 40 ounces of water. And I'm actually thinking of buying a third clean canteen to take to practice with me. So, because there's been a couple of times that if it's been a hard practice, I'm out of water with probably, 45 minutes to go. So, 40 minutes to go. I need more water. So I'm thinking of actually buying a third clean canteen and just taking that with me. You can't go wrong. Water. I'm actually going to take one of them with me today because I got thirsty. I got real thirsty when we were out there filming. So I'm going to take one with me today, and I'll have it so that if I need to actually, have something to drink, I'll just pull the canteen out and get it and drink it. Because I'm going to be on my feet for about an hour and a half. I'm going to be standing there with the camera for about an hour and a half shooting footage. So, yeah, so much fun. So my diet has been changing, not drinking as much. And I know from experience when I was younger, I cut out drinking for a couple of months and actually lost like 20 pounds. Seriously. After about 90 days, I actually dropped, it was close to 20 pounds just from not drinking. So I'm kind of hoping this, I'm not going to drop 20 pounds. I know that. My metabolism is a lot slower nowadays. But, each one of those sessions, I'm probably burning, 900 to 1,000 calories a workout. And that's pretty good. Yeah. Skating. At my age, I looked this up, at my age, just an hour of normal skating, an hour of just like taking my time going around the rink will burn around 500 calories. So there you go. You'll burn a lot more calories in roller derby. Of course, you'll probably pick up a few more bruises too, which is one of the reasons why we wear paddings. I have to get elbow guards, I have to get knee guards, and I have to get wrist guards, and I have to get a helmet. Yeah, and then begins the odyssey of putting stickers all over my helmet like everyone else does. That's a roller girl thing. You end up getting all these stickers all over your helmet. It's just something you do. We'll see. I'll probably end up with a few myself. But you know me, I have to have them like laid out nice and neat and everything else. They have to be in the right spot because I just have that small touch of OCD that requires that everything be in the right place, Oh, God, I'm so ridiculous. So, yes, writing, maybe when I get back tonight, I'll lay out the order for the race. And then I'll start laying out Chapter 15, which needs to be laid out, but I know what I'm going to do. Like I said, there's going to be 3 sections, and there won't be a lot of racing. I know for some of you, you don't like the racing, you kind of get lost in it. It's more or less going to be what's happening. I mean, you did see in the trailer, if you read the trailer, Carrie gets into an on-track altercation with someone. Wonder who that could be. And it's Carrie, because it says one of them's wearing Ceranos, has the green Ceranos stripes on their uniform, so it's Carrie. And they're riding the jet ski. You get to see the Class 3 jet ski, that's exactly what it looks like. It actually does look like a jet ski. It's big, and they pilot it like a jet ski. It's a bit of a lifting body, so these things go really fast because you can put more energy from the enchantment moving it forward than keeping it levitated in the air. Yeah. But it also means that you can sit there and bang them against one another even more because they do look like a jet ski. We'll get to that. So we're coming up on 30 minutes. I've been rambling on, so this is as good a time as any to bring this madness to a stop. I'm going to post up the first excerpt from the last scene tomorrow, so you'll get to see that. So I'll have that ready for you. Other than that, everybody, have a good Saturday and see you around.